What's up, guys? What's up, guys? Hopefully you're all doing well. So I thought I would do a little video today talking about my issues, some of my issues with these family vlogging channels. So you all know I did a video. You probably would have seen this video. I did a video yesterday where I kind of sort of ripped into Anna and Jonathan's Holy Jolie. So Jonathan uploaded a video on YouTube Shorts on Wednesday night, which was uploaded to TikTok last night, of him of them at the hospital with Alessia, who had broken her arm. Now, to be honest, I didn't feel like that needed to be filmed. You know, I don't understand why, parents feel the need to film their kids, in hospital and things like that. It just doesn't sit right with me. It's like not something that any decent parent would do. It's about respecting your child's privacy, but it feels like Jonathan and Anna are two people who don't care about that. And I think they've, that video of them, of them filming Alessia in the hospital and everything, filming her having her arm, bandaged up and things like that. It was like, it's like, where's their respect for her privacy? How is them filming that them kind of respecting their child's privacy? They're not doing that. They're not respecting their child's privacy, and this is a major problem with them. And I know it sounds harsh to say that, but this is a major problem with a lot of family vloggers, is they don't know how to respect his privacy, and I think that is a very, common problem that we're starting to see with a lot of these family vlogging channels, is them not respecting his privacy. I think, as time goes on, I think we're starting to see a lot of reasons for why these family vlogging channels, it should be banned, and should be done away with, because, they're so problematic, they're so controversial, for so many different reasons, mainly because they're exploiting their kids, and they're not giving it any privacy at all half the time. And Jonathan and Anna, I've made this point about, his not having privacy in a lot of videos I put out there. And that video of Jonathan filming Alessia in the hospital and everything after, her, obviously when she broke her arm, and he's sitting there filming her. It just goes to show that, it really does kind of back up the point I've made in a lot of my videos, and that is that the kids don't have any privacy, and that is a very good example of that. This is why I don't like, a big part of the reason why I don't like family vlogging channels, or I have such a big issue with what they do, is it feels like the kids don't have a single ounce of privacy in their lives, and we're seeing very good examples of, we're seeing a lot of proof that kind of backs that up, backs up the point that the kids have no privacy in their lives. Videos like that, filming the kids in the hospital, that proves, that's proof that the kids don't have any privacy in their lives. No parent should feel the need to film their kids in the hospital, but we all know the sitting reason why they do it. The reason they do it, is because they want the views. And they know that videos like that will undoubtedly get, way more views than any other video. And that's why it's so disgusting and so sickening, is, that is the main reason why they do it. Like, that's the main reason why they do, they film things like that, or they feel the need to film things like that. Because, a lot of people will say, common sense will look at that and will say, well, Jonathan should not have filmed that. He should have, he shouldn't have been filming Alessia. That's not fair on her, and, that has to be said. Like, he should have been focusing on comforting his child, not focusing on filming her for content, which is exactly what he was doing. You could see that he was more focused on filming his child for content rather than actually comforting his child, who was obviously in a lot of pain. You saw that Amelia was comforting, let me put it in this way, looking at the video, Amelia was actually comforting Alessia way more than Jonathan was. And that was sad, is the fact that Alessia's older sister, was actually comforting her way more than her own father was. You could see that all Jonathan cared about was filming her for content, when what he should have been focusing on was comforting his child, who would obviously have been in quite a considerable amount of pain. Obviously with a broken arm, that's an enormous amount of pain, and obviously the arm straightening would have been very painful. But it's just ridiculous, and there was no need for him to. There was absolutely no need for him to film that. But we all know why he did it, and we all know why parents do things like this. Is because they want the extra views. What happened with that? No one was really kind of condoning what he did, but, if anybody had condoned that and said that he'd done nothing wrong, I would have had a right go at them for it. What I saw wasn't a father respecting his child's privacy. That's what he should, that's what he should have heard. He should have heard more about respecting it. You just wish that people like Jonathan and Anna would care more about respecting his privacy, but they don't care about that. And you can see that they don't bloody care about that. And that's an issue with a lot of these family vloggers, is they don't care about respecting his privacy. They don't care about they don't care about things like that. All they care about is the money and the views. That's all these family vloggers are interested in. Is the money and views. It's like that always comes first before everything else. And that includes his privacy, his safety. None of that matters to these family vloggers. It's not like any of these family vloggers give a damn about the safety of their kids, or give a damn about his privacy. No, that doesn't matter to them. Why should that matter? It's the money and the views that will always matter more to them than anything else. It's ridiculous, and it's actually sickening. And I'm not going to apologise for any of the things that I said in yesterday's video. And I'm not going to say that I was wrong, and I'm not going to sit here and turn around and say that I was wrong to say a lot of the things I said, because I don't think I was. I honestly think that I was very right to say a lot of the things I said in Jonathan's direction, in the direction of Jonathan yesterday. It just, it's sad, because these kids don't have a single ounce of privacy. They don't even get any privacy when they're in the hospital, for fuck's sake. Their parents are still sitting there filming them. He should be there's no denying that Jonathan should not have been filming Alessia. He should have been sat there comforting her. That is what a parent is supposed to do. But he was not comforting her in any way at all. All he was interested in was sitting there filming her for content. That's all he was interested in. It's sad to think that Amelia was actually comforting Alessia way more than Jonathan was. It's sad. It's how, at the end of the day, it's not really, it was good that Amelia was kind of comforting Alessia and keeping it calm, but it's not really Amelia's job to do that. That's Jonathan's job. He's the one that should have been comforting Alessia and keeping it calm and everything, because that's what a father is supposed to do. But he don't give a shit about his kids. They don't care about their kids. And that's the truth here. With people like Jonathan and Anna, Tony Jolie, Chris and Sarah, and the whole host of other family vlogger parents I can mention. But it's just like they don't care about their kids. You really got that impression with the video that Jonathan, the YouTube short, and the TikTok video Jonathan put out last night. You really got the impression that Jonathan doesn't care about his kids. Because if he heard about his kids in any way, shape, or form, he would have been sitting there comforting Alessia and keeping her calm. He wouldn't have been sat there filming her for content. No, if he was a decent parent, he wouldn't have been sat there filming in a hospital, full stop. There's no parent that would ever feel the need to do that, or would ever think it was okay and acceptable to do that. No parent would ever think it was acceptable to use their child's injury for content, which is what Jonathan basically did. He was basically using Alessia's broken arm as content. And I don't get how people can agree with the fact that these parents are doing that. Because it's not something that these parents should be doing, and it's a big part of the reason why these parents should be banned is because they're doing things like this. They're using his injuries as content, and they shouldn't be doing that. You know, that's absolutely, you know, when they're doing things like that, that's crossing the line. You know, that's one of the most to me, that's one of the most sickening things that that these parents can ever do, is use his injuries for content. But it is something that so many of them are guilty of doing. Obviously, and this is the sad thing, it's not just one family vlogging channel that is known for doing things like that. You know, there are so many other family vloggers out there who actually use his injuries for content. You know, and it's sad. This is why it needs to be, you know, people need to be getting on top of this. People need to be banned. You know, these family vlogging channels need to be banned. It's because they shouldn't be allowed to basically be getting away with things like that. You know, I'm not going to apologise for saying this because someone had to say it. Someone had to make that point that, you know, these family vloggers shouldn't be allowed to get away with things like that. Pure and simple. You know, I don't care what people think. You know, to be honest with you, I don't care if people think that I'm being harsh or I'm being horrible here, but, you know, I'm not trying to be. You know, I'm not trying to be horrible. I'm just, you know, basically speaking the truth. You know, I did feel sorry for Alessia because you can see that she was in quite a considerable amount of pain, and all Jonathan could do was, and all Jonathan cared about was filming her for content. You know, it had to be said. You know, I'm sorry to sound angry, but things like this just really, you know, piss me off, and they really irritate me, and they really anger me, because it just, you know, I just feel like things like this are not okay, and things like this are not acceptable, and when parents do, I feel like when parents do things like this, they should quite rightly be called out for it. People should quite rightly be calling them out for that, and saying that wasn't okay, and that wasn't acceptable for them to, an acceptable thing for them to do. You know, it's about, you know, when they do things like this, people should be having a go at them and telling them to respect his privacy, because they're quite clearly not doing that. You know, with things like this, the parents' respect for his privacy completely goes out the window. You know, that's something that these parents, that's completely gone out the window, you know, at this point. You know, it's these parents' respect for his privacy. None of these family vlogging parents respect his privacy at all. You know, they don't believe in actually giving it, you know, none of these family vlogging parents actually believe in giving his any privacy, especially with things like this. You know, it's just ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous, and it's not something that should be condoned. It's not something that people should be trying to justify. It's not something that people should say that they weren't doing anything wrong by filming things like this and using things like that as content, because you know, at the end of the day, it's wrong. There's no excuses for that, and it just has to be said. There is no excuses for that, and I mean, I honestly don't know what else to say. I really don't. It has to be said. So I hope you enjoyed this little video, and I will see you for another one, and there'll probably be another one tomorrow, as I won't have a lot of time to do another one this afternoon. I don't think, because we are going out this evening to the pantomime, and I don't think I've got any videos planned for this afternoon. So the next one will probably be tomorrow. I'm thinking, probably tomorrow in the morning. I'll probably do another video, but until then, I will see you for the next one very soon. I'll see you for what will be a good video tomorrow morning. So yeah, have an awesome day. Have an awesome weekend. And I'll see you for another video tomorrow. Bye bye.